When it comes to quiet luxury, the phrase that everyone is using is that old saying, money talks, but wealth whispers. My personal favorite expression when it comes to the topic is that money is like sex. Either you have it or you talk about it. The quiet luxury trend is being called the one trend to keep your eye on in 2023. It is kind of an evolution of the old money aesthetic. So we're looking for luxury, but it's not loud. We don't see discernible, very recognizable brand markings or logos. We're looking for things that are kind of like, if you know, you know. We've heard a ton about this trend when it comes to fashion, but it's just now starting to kind of pique interest in the beauty world. So today I'm going to show you step by step how to incorporate the quiet luxury look into your makeup routine. When we talk about quiet luxury and makeup, we are looking for polish and refinement, but without any telltale signs of effort. And much like in the fashion application of this trend, we are looking at products that are sustainable, clean, and or minimalist. This look is all about quality and quiet simplicity over quantity and loud glam. I'm Ashley, and if your beauty routine is your favorite ritual, be sure to hit that subscribe button because I'm here every week sharing my beauty routine with you. Let's dive in. All right, so I've already done my skin prep and I started with 2 steps that I absolutely love when I'm trying to get like a nice, natural, super healthy skin look. The first one is this glycolic acid radiance renewal mask. This is from the brand REN or Ren. I love this for giving a nice glow when your skin looks just a little bit dull. And then I went in with the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. This actually made a cameo appearance in Shiv's Closet on Succession. So it's kind of cemented its status as like a luxury staple right now. And I love it as a nice hydrating dewy skin prep moisturizer. Next, we definitely want that lit from within look. So I like to use a sunscreen that doubles as a primer. I'm gonna use the Glow Screen from Supergoop. This is just my favorite sunscreen to go under foundation. And we definitely don't want to look sunburnt because that is not the aesthetic we're going for. Sunburnt does not scream wealth. I want to say it screams Papa. Have you guys ever seen, there's this hilarious guy on Instagram that does like these reels talking about the crazy things that people with money do. He is like the funniest person I've ever seen. And he's British, so he calls people that don't have money, like himself, I guess he calls them Papas. You just have to watch his Instagram reels. They are hilarious. I will definitely link him down below. If you don't have a glowy sunscreen, you can always use your regular sunscreen and then go over with a glowy primer. But please, please, please do not mix anything into your sunscreen because that messes with the efficacy, and that's the last thing we want, is to compromise the formula. Now for foundation, we're looking for 2 things. Number 1, we're looking for a natural finish. You don't want anything too dewy or anything too matte. We want it very much to look like a natural skin finish. And number 2, we want our best shade match. Okay, so we want our skin to look like it's just, you know, like that kind of expensive that money can't buy. You know, we want to look like we were just born with great skin. Okay, we're looking for like a Rockefeller glow, not a Kardashian glow. I wonder if the Rockefellers actually had good skin. I'd be very curious to know. I imagine they did, but I admittedly never met any of them. Anyway, for me, the foundation in my collection that best fits those 2 criteria, the natural finish that has a perfect shade match for me, it's my current favorite foundation. It is the Kosas Revealer Foundation. I wear the shade 100, very light neutral. Kosas is a great brand and they do follow the EU standards for clean beauty. They're very much focused on clean beauty and skincare benefits, and that's very aligned with kind of where this whole quiet luxury aesthetic is going. You need so little of this, you guys. A little bit of this goes a long way, and I'm applying with a damp beauty blender because I find it gives this foundation the most natural finish. I very much want a light medium coverage. I want to be able to see skin through this. That's how I feel most days about foundation, but especially for a look like this, you want your skin to be shining through. All right, so we can still see skin. We've got a nice natural finish. There's a little bit more dew to this than I want at the moment. That's because of all the glowy stuff we put under there, but this is gonna dry down pretty natural, and then we're also going to use powder just a little bit later to set. So don't worry, this is gonna balance out. Next, we're going to do the bare minimum of contouring, okay? Nothing says blue-blooded like high cheekbones, so that's what we want to enhance here. For contour, I'm using my absolute favorite contour product, which also happens to be perfect for our quiet luxury aesthetic. This is the Face Trace in Biscuit from the brand Westman Atelier. This brand was actually founded by Gucci Westman, who has done makeup for like, oh my gosh, so many celebrities, including Gwyneth Paltrow, who love her or hate her. Definitely has like the quiet luxury aesthetic in the bag. So just going right under the cheekbones to enhance those, and that's really the only contouring I'm gonna do today. Again, we wanna look pretty much just like we've polished a diamond. That's what we're looking for. Like you already were born a diamond after years of generational wealth, and we're just kind of polishing that diamond a little bit. And honestly, I think that's how we should think of ourselves always. You're already a diamond. We just need to, you know, polish it up a little bit when we feel like it. All right, so cheekbones, ooh. Cheekbones, nice and done. If you want to see a full contour tutorial of how I contour all of my face on like a regular day-to-day basis, be sure to check out, I just did a contouring tutorial for very pale skin. Super helpful if you are melanin challenged like I am. I love this contour, and I just want to point out, I do think that Westman Atelier's products are so super quiet luxury. I mean, look at this. They're so weighty. The packaging is beautiful. It's nice and got some weight to it. I just love these so much. I think she has such a beautiful brand. We are going to use that contour stick again, so do not let it go too far. Next, we're going to go in with a touch of concealer to brighten up the under eyes. I'm also going to put a little bit on my eyelids just to cover up kind of the veins that I have right there. I'm using my favorite concealer, and I would suggest you do the same. Just use whatever concealer you really love that has a nice natural finish. For me, that's the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I use the shade Chantilly. To set my under eye concealer, I'm going to use just a tiny bit of the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. I love this. It has become like my favorite powder. It has this gorgeous soft focus blur, and you literally just need barely any on one of these nice little powder puffs that I get from Amazon. I just use that to set my under eye concealer, and I do go up a little bit onto the sides of the nose just to blur that and make sure that I don't have extra dew there where I don't want it. For eye makeup, you're only gonna need two things. So you're gonna need whatever cream contour you used for your cheekbones, and then you're going to need a matte eyeshadow that's 1 to 2 shades lighter than your skin tone. So for the contour, obviously I'm gonna use the contour stick that I just used, that Westman Atelier one, and I'm going to use a nice blending brush, whatever brush you like the best to use in this part of your eye, the crease part. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of product with my crease brush. And then what I'm gonna be doing is just creating a little bit more of a defined shape to my orbital bone. So right where my orbital bone is, right under it, where my natural crease is, but you may not have one there, or you may have hooded eyes. So just find that orbital bone and get right up under it. That's where we're gonna concentrate that product. We're gonna start first on the outer edge, laying down a little bit of product, and then we're gonna blend it in right on like the outer third of the eye before we pull it in to the inner half. Because what we're going for here is very much just like a natural eye contour. We don't really want it to look like a shadow. We want it to look like our eye bone right there is a little bit more defined than it actually is. So I'm gonna blend out what I put over here. Just pick up a little bit and repeat on the other eye. This is one of my favorite ways to do eye makeup when you want something that looks very polished but doesn't look like you have any discernible eyeshadow on. Because once we're finished with this look, it's not like anybody's gonna be able to clock that you have anything on your eyes. It's just gonna blend out so seamlessly. It's really helpful to use like your contour cream contour products that you like, because those already blend really well. They have that emollients that we want. Sun's like coming out of nowhere, man. I look so much brighter than I actually am right now because of the sun. This is the first day in like a week that we've had sun, so I'm really excited. Next, I'm gonna take a smudger brush. This one is just from Eco Tools. Pick up a little bit more of that contour stick, and I'm gonna go right on the outer, I would say third to half of my lower lash line, just to give the tiniest bit of definition. Again, this is something that's gonna enhance without someone being able to like really clock or see that you've done something there. Now for that matte shadow that's about a shade to 2 shades lighter. I am quite pale, so for me, I need to use a white. So I'm gonna use this matte white shade from Gucci. This is their Palette Beauty de You. This is their floral palette. These are satin eyeshadows, and I love this white matte. Now, again, for me, I need to use a white because I am so pale. For you, you may be able to use something different. If you're any darker or deeper skin tone than I am, just find a matte shadow that's about 1 shade to 2 shades lighter. We're wanting to highlight our eye, but we're wanting to do it in a way that, again, is not very noticeable. So picking up a little bit of that white, and I'm gonna apply it right on my mobile lid. And then I'm also gonna put a tiny bit of it right here in the inner corner. That's gonna wake our eye up and make us look like we're super well rested, because obviously wealthy people are well rested. Have you ever seen Anderson Cooper looking tired? No, you have not, because he is a Vanderbilt. One of my favorite expressions is that wealth is not about having a lot of money, it's about having a lot of options. And one of those options is sleep. I am very sleep poor because I have 2 children. We're not using any eyeliner here because we truly are looking for a very minimalist look. I swear people will call a look minimalist and then there's like 30 products. Not here. We do, however, want to fill in our eyebrows. They frame the face, and not having them filled in will be like a dead giveaway that we are not, in fact, descended from French billionaires like Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I'm going to use my current favorite eyebrow pencil. This is from Melt Makeup. It is the Perfectionist Brow. I use Neutral Blonde, and I love that this creates extremely hair-like strokes, number 1, and number 2, the shade match is really good. So I'm just filling in my natural brow with this. I don't want to change my eyebrow shape or anything like that. And that is, again, kind of a hallmark of this look when it comes to beauty, this quiet luxury. No one's really trying to change their features when it comes to this trend. This is more something in beauty that's going to be about enhancing what you have naturally. We want to look like there was some effort put into our look, but in a way that it's very hard to kind of discern what exactly we did. Now that our brows are done, we're gonna move on to the last step for eyes, which is mascara. I have lash extensions, but if you don't, just use your favorite mascara. And then on the lower lashes, I like to use a brown mascara, and I just barely touch those bottom baby lashes. My favorite brown mascara is from CoverGirl. It's the Lash Blast Volume. I just like barely touch the lower lashes, just again to give a little bit of definition, but it's still gonna look pretty soft. That's the finished eye look. Again, super, super minimal, but it's enough to enhance the natural shape of the eye, which is all we want to do here. We're really wanting to lean into our features with this look. Next up is cheeks. All right, for cheeks, because again, I still want to have a glow, but I don't want it to be discernible. I think discernible is like the word of the day. I'm going to use my favorite highlighter hack, which is to put your cream or liquid highlighter under your cream or liquid blush. For me, the perfect highlighter for this look is this one from Armani. This is the Armani Fluid Sheer Glow Enhancer. I use the shade number 2. It is the perfect champagne shade that looks very candlelit on its own, but especially under blush, it looks super lit from within. So I'm just gonna put that on the very tops of my cheekbones and bounce it in with a beauty blender because I want a very, very soft glow. For blush, you're gonna wanna use whatever blush shade is the most enlivening for you. So this is where it's really important to know your undertones. If you're like me and you have kind of this neutral, cool undertone, then a nice pink is gonna be the right shade. If you're a little bit warmer, then opt for something like a peachy shade. We want something that's definitely within the realm of a natural flush, but what's natural on your skin type is really gonna depend on your undertone. So like I said, for me, this nice kind of pale soft pink is perfect. This is Pale Fig from Clé de Peau, and this is a cream blush. And I'm gonna go right over where I did my highlighter on the high points of my cheeks, keeping everything very high. And I'm also gonna kind of wrap around my temple to right above the outer arch of my eyebrow, the like outer tail. And I'm gonna blend that out with a beauty blender. On this step, you wanna really make sure that you blend this out really nicely and that you blend it up into the hairline so that you get a very soft, barely there natural flush. such like an easy thing to do, but I feel like blush always just elevates the entire look. I don't think I could live without blush, honestly. Soft and natural, but definitely some nice flush. Now I love to go in and set this just so that we get more of that natural skin finish. This is nice glowy lip from within, but it's just a little bit more dewy than what I want. So I like to set my blush with another blush in a similar color. So just pick up a powder blush in a similar color to whatever cream you used. For me, that's gonna be this Dior Rosy Glow in pink. I love this blush. I know it's like so viral at this point, but it's really nice, and you just need barely any to go on top of and set your cream blush. I love setting cream blush with a powder blush in the same shade because it really does set it well, so that number one, it looks like a more natural finish. It's also gonna wear longer, and rather than putting powder on top where we're gonna lose a little bit of the color, this is gonna preserve that flush. Now for lips, again, we're wanting to go with something that complements your natural features. So we're gonna be looking for a Your Lips But Better shade. Again, I'm neutral to cool, so for me, that's going to be a nice pink. My absolute favorite My Lips But Better lip liner is this one from Bare Minerals. This is the shade Charming Pink. It's the best. It's like my all-time favorite lip liner at this point. And I'm gonna line my natural lips, but I'm gonna leave out the outer corners. As you can see, I'm not hitting that outer corner. I'm starting right in a little bit. And the reason why is once you line that outer corner, for some reason, it kind of takes it from looking natural to looking kind of obvious that you lined your lips. And that is the last thing we want. So I kind of line the bottom and then I just rub them together to get a more kind of natural outline. And see, that's like my perfect My Lips But Better. I just love this lip liner so much. If you're around the same skin tone as me, you need to try this. It's so beautiful. Now over top of this, I don't want like a matte. I don't want a satin, but I also don't want a gloss, right? So I like to go in with just a tiniest bit of lip oil to give a tiny bit of shine, but not so much that we're gonna look glossy. So my favorite for that is this Dior Lip Glow Oil in the shade Pink. This has the best applicator of like any lip oil, I swear. And I just like, I wipe off all the excess, okay? Wipe off all the excess and then just barely tap a little bit in there. That gives me the exact finish I want to my lips. It's got like that tiniest bit of shine, looks very healthy, looks a little bit plumper than normal, but not anything obvious. Last but not least, we need to set with powder. I only set the areas where I'm a little bit too shiny. That way we're gonna get that nice natural finish we're looking for. So I feel a little shiny right here. Mainly the T-zone is where I notice the shine, and that's where I'm gonna kind of set with the powder just to soften the entire look up. The tiniest bit goes a long way here. I'm using the opposite side now that doesn't have any product on it, just to kind of stipple over everything. I find like this just sets everything down really nicely, helps everything meld together. Meld is one of my favorite makeup words, if you guys hadn't noticed yet. It just melds everything together and it gives us a nice soft finish. This is our finished look. I just paired it with smoothed out, blow dried hair, very smooth, nothing too kind of over the top or glamorous about it, as well as a pair of my favorite earrings. These are from Hermes, but they're very kind of, you wouldn't know they're from Hermes unless you too shop at Hermes because there's no branding on it or anything. Same goes with this bracelet. I love this because it doesn't have that very obvious H. It's kind of got the lock. So again, it's kind of recognizable, but not overly recognizable. Again, we're looking for indiscernible. And also this dress, which is like classic taupe. I mean, this is about as timeless as it gets. Countess Luann says that money can't buy you class, but lucky for us, it can buy amazing makeup to play with. I had so much fun creating this look. Let me know in the comments below, do you think the quiet luxury trend is here to stay? Is it gonna kind of outlast the old money aesthetic? What do you think? I personally love this because I feel like it's timeless. It's, you know, not dated at all. And this is kind of how I like to do my makeup anyway. So this is kind of my moment, you guys. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Until then, you take care of yourself. Bye.